And we're back. I did notice the disconnect, so I didn't say anything. I did finally find and pick up the shield grease. I don't know if this was cut off or not, but this is actually the most important item in the area. We use this consumable at points during the playthrough. There are a lot of enemies in Lane Dell that it's very useful on. Shield grease. Solidified grease made from a mixture of magically resonant materials. Craftable item. Coats left-hand armament, boosting guarding ability and all forms of damage negation. The effect lasts only for a short time, primarily used on shields. Down here in the river, I want to sneak because I don't want to aggro those casters, since I haven't figured out how to get to them yet. There's a golden rune 3. A ghost glove wart 2. Gotta go through here. Doesn't look to be an easy way to do it. Just generic, careful fighting. Now these are the ones we fought before. I'm just gonna run. And now we've looped back to that higher platform. I should be able to sneak up on those two casters, now that I don't have to worry about the malformed star. Yeah, here we are. If you ask me, with an explosion of that magnitude, his own spell should damage him. But I digress. There's a smithing stone 1. And there's another one that's still kicking. Gotta be careful. Alright, here is a Ghost Glove Wart 1. Smithing stone 3, 2 of them. And let me go all the way back up, make sure I haven't missed anything. There's no way up there from here. So I think I am, in fact, done. So now we'll warp back to Ainsel River downstream. Hey Karis, how are you? I'm doing well. You're the first to arrive this afternoon. Thanks for stopping by. You missed me fighting and killing the first malformed star here in Ainsel River, and then I just finished looting the area after killing it and warped back to Ainsel River downstream to proceed with this area. This is going to take us back into ant territory. We can one-shot these guys with a strong attack. Which is very advantageous. Alright, I think that's all of them. Ghost Glove Ward 1. Smithing Stone 2. 3 of them. An Immunizing Horn Charm. An accoutrement worn by the ancestral followers raises immunity. Immunity governs resistance to poison and rot. Said to be a budding horn, the ancestral followers believe that the horns of a long-lived beast continue to bud like antlers, over and over again, until the beast one day becomes an ancestral spirit. So we will be using that at one point. I never watched any Transformers content except the original traumatizing animated version and the first Michael Bay one. Five crystal darts. Ghost Glove Ward 2. Formic Rock. And we've really got to be on guard here. We've got basilisks in this tunnel. I think these are the first ones we fought in Elden Ring. They remain intact as they are in every FromSoft game. There's another Formic Rock, and there are the basilisks. I can one-shot them with a strong attack. Well, when they're unaware, anyway. Goddamn curse frogs. There's another one. There's another formic rock. One last death lizard. Very good. 4 soap. A plant-based soap made from mushroom juice, craftable item, cleans off filth and other accumulations on the body while also slightly reducing poison buildup. Filth covering the exterior eventually seeps inside, soiling one's very spirit. Soiling one's very spirit. Most cursed Pepe, indeed. And now this is our first glimpse of a very intimidating looking area that is a very intimidating area. These are Aeonian butterflies. A butterfly with withered scarlet wings found in the swamp of Aeonia, material used for crafting items. According to myth, these butterflies were once the wings of the goddess of rot herself. There's Somber Smithing Stone 3, and down below us, an area we will be exploring much later, is the Lake of Rot. How are you, Karis? How's the weather in Argentina? Gonna keep an eye on the ceiling. We're still in ant territory. Three melted mushrooms. These are new. A mushroom that grows in the false night in and around the Eternal City. Material used for crafting items. It drips with a viscous fluid that behaves much like oil. That sounds unpleasant. I'm sorry to hear that. And there's a Ghost Glove Ort 2. Alright, so we're going to stop exploring here for now. There's a high-level boss further north in this tunnel that we eventually have to come fight as part of Ronnie's quest line. We'll be significantly stronger when we come back here after the quest directs us here. So we're going to stop here for now. And warp back to the surface, to the eastern tableland. So now we're here. We've pretty fully explored everything south of this line. So I was wrong. There's still this section of the lake I haven't explored yet, so plenty of northern Liurnia to explore as we make our way to Caria Manor and Ronnie. For the moment, I'm going to rest here and take a little restroom break. Be right back. Oops. I mean to keep resting, I just bumped the controller. Alright, sorry about that. Let's continue. Head northwest from here and get back on the trail. Follow it north. See these bears up here? Fortunately, they are not cocaine bears. Hefty beast bone. And there's an immunizing white cured meat. Red Bull cousins. We keep heading north. We should, yes, get to a Minotaur labyrinth. Alright, a strong attack does stagger them, even if they see me. Still a bear on something. Old Palace Ruins. Oh. Ouch. I don't want to see if I can get up behind him for obvious reasons. Looks like maybe we can't, but let's see what's back here anyway. Let's keep going this way. There's a cocaine bear. I'd rather not deal with that right now if I can. This looks like it'll take us up there. Very good. Trina's Lily. And here's a wandering mausoleum. I don't want to deal with that quite yet. This should be what's going on? My left stick suddenly isn't working. There we go. There we go. Alright. That was weird. The Ruined Labyrinth. I don't want to rest just yet. I want to get down there and find those minotaurs if I can. And I don't see a way to get behind him from up there. Oops. I didn't mean to take a mana pot. Let's back out past everything. I don't want to be here yet. Oh, look, I think we finally made it. Gotta go through more of the... Well, good, I got back the mana I wasted. These guys are tough. There we go. Very good. I think this is the way I came on. Yeah, there's the grace. A Frenzy Flame Stone. That's new. Ruin Fragment blessed with an incantation of the three fingers. Craftable item. Uses FP to generate warmth, continuously restoring the HP of those who host the Frenzied Flame. Confers madness upon those who have not adopted the flame. Take care not to mistake this for its gentler cousin. Alright, now we're going to do the Wandering Mausoleum. Finally. Thought it was far enough away, damn. Oh, that might be enough. Good, that was enough. I think I already have another remembrance I want to duplicate. We'll duplicate Renala's. So I don't have to mark this to come back here. Oh. I guess I can't. Never mind. Let's put a marker on the map so we don't lose it. Three Trina's Lily. There we go. Spiral Horn Shield. Small shield of antlers arranged in an eddy-like pattern. If used to attack a foe, the shield's antlers inflict blood loss. Once given to a tarnished warrior who cultivated close ties to the ancestral followers. Though the effect is only slight, it boosts immunity, robustness, and focus. Skill, Parry. Use this skill in time with a foe's melee attack to deflect it and break that foe's stance. This provides an opening to perform a critical hit. You can already see there's another mausoleum up ahead. Two in rapid succession. Where are we on the map? Yeah. Northeast Liurnia. There really was no reason to actually fight the Minotaurs except for the pride of having beaten them, which, to be fair, is pretty important to me. Alright, up here there's actually another site of grace. Hi, Zephyr. It's good to see you. How are you? This is the Mausoleum Compound. Go ahead and rest. Lazy Sunday's nice. I have something similar. Sharon's on a plane to Austin for her big annual summit this week in her spiffy new role as SVP of Product AI. And so the kid's dad picked them up a couple hours ago, so I'm alone in the house. I've already done all the chores I need to do today. So I thought, why not have a good old-fashioned long stream? I so rarely get a chance to do that these days. Here we go, 3 Mikola's lilies. These are new. A delicate water lily of unalloyed gold that has started to fade and wilt. Material used for crafting items, exceedingly rare to find. A flower signifying faith in the halig tree, thought to be beloved by the Empyrean Mikola in his youth. And here is the Stalwart Horn Charm. An accoutrement worn by the ancestral followers, raises robustness. Robustness governs resistance to blood loss and frost. Said to be a budding horn, the ancestral followers believe that the horns of a long-lived beast continue to bud like antlers over and over again until the beast one day becomes an ancestral spirit. Yeah, well, and that cuts both ways. I am so rarely able to justify the time spent streaming at all. And so I hardly ever do it. And when you factor in other people's lives, it's very hard for those times to ever overlap. Alright, up this way, before we engage the mausoleum, we should be able to find a gray scarab. I don't quite hear it yet. Jawbone axe, I'll look at that in a second. Alright, the jawbone axe. Axe made from an herbivore's skull, weapon of the ancestral followers who disdain metal. This axe is more of a bludgeon. It forgoes a bladed edge, instead using the beast's molar teeth to buffet foes, dealing strike damage. Skill, wild strikes. Swing armament with wild abandon. Hold to continue swinging. Can be followed up with a normal or strong attack. Gonna make sure I check everything down here. Cocaine bear shit. I tried to drink it before the refill. Beast blood, lump of flesh, and 3 Arteria leaves. Very good. Even though it became easier, it still is a hard skip. Are you talking about the cocaine bear? Absolutely. Yeah, they're never not scary. Alright, I'm confident we got everything down there. Alright, I finally hear the Grey Scarab. I haven't spotted it yet. There it is, finally. Somber Smithing Stone 2. Very good. Alright, I think I'm ready to do the mausoleum now. The second one in a shockingly short time span. That might be enough. Looks like it is. Excellent. Same deal as the last one. Open it up. I don't have any usable remembrances, so just put a marker on it. Wait a minute, where's the marker I placed on the last one? It's about there. That's weird. Anyway. Alright, next is a minor Erd tree, complete with an Erd tree avatar boss. We want to clear out all the mooks without aggroing the boss. Dwelling Arrows, 5. Budding Horn, 2 new items. Dwelling Arrow. Arrow in which the spirits of small animals are thought to dwell, deals magic damage, used by the master hunters of the ancestral followers. And Budding Horn. A rarely seen specimen of a young budding horn. Material used for crafting items, found by hunting herbivorous beasts. This horn began to sprout on a beast that typically bears no horn. Perhaps it's a vestige of the primordial crucible. Excuse me. Excellent. Flask refill. Minor Erd tree. There is a Stake of America, that's the good news. Those guys have mega horns. Yeah, they do. aren't the horniest of them all. Shit. I didn't get to do my prep. Let's see if we can de-aggro it. That should do the trick. Yeah, there we go. Well, yeah, but the item said that it grew on a hornless beast. I'm not going to stoop to your level, Karis. And I need to give it time to back off, because I have to get into summon range without re-aggroing it to properly prepare for this fight. Neener. Still fine on flasks. Okay, good. Here we go. Summoning Maul. Let's pop the flask. Let's do Golden Vow. Let's let Ingval get aggro. And once he does, we'll cut it down with Moonveil's Transient Moonlight. Ouch. Oh shit, he got me! He was almost down, too. Oh, Ingval finished him off! Too late, though. Alright, I gotta be careful, these guys are back. I do want to go ahead and use a Rune Arc. He's hard enough. I need the stat boost. Get my runes back too. Yeah, he had a hell of a 1 HP moment, didn't he? Thin beast bones. I think that's everybody. And once more with feeling. Being more careful to make sure Ingval has aggro before I go in swinging. There's the same sequence that done killed me. I'd rather be at full health. Got him! Alright. Much better. Thank you, Braving Wall. And we get 3 tiers. Magic Shrouding Cracked tier, Lightning Shrouding Cracked tier, and Holy Shrouding Cracked tier. A crystal tier formed slowly over the ages where the Erd Tree's bounty falls to the ground. Can be mixed in the flask of wondrous physic. The resulting concoction temporarily boosts the power of one's magic attacks. This one will actually use on a lot of bosses. Lightning Shrouding Cracked tier. A crystal tier formed slowly over the ages where the Erd Tree's bounty falls to the ground. Can be mixed in the flask of wondrous physic. The resulting concoction temporarily boosts the power of one's lightning attacks. Holy Shrouding Cracked tier. Crystal tier formed slowly over the ages where the Erd Tree's bounty falls to the ground. Can be mixed in the flask of wondrous physic. The resulting concoction temporarily boosts the power of one's holy attacks. Glad that was a judicious use of a rune arc. You really hate to spend more than one if you can avoid it. From here, we're warping to the main Academy gate. Rest, and I bet if I spend enough runes I can level up. Check the number again right quick. 32,675. Yeah, this'll do it. Alright, let's put intelligence of 36. Excuse me. We should be able to find a merchant down here. We're actually going to buy some stuff, so good thing I had a few runes left over. Thin beast bones, thin beast bones. Thank you. Everybody got really sick last week, except me. I only got kinda sick, which is rare for me. I usually get clobbered by any illness relative to everyone else. But I'm feeling really, 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 really physically healthy lately. That's not an exaggeration, and it's really nice. I haven't felt this good since before I first got COVID in 2022. That being said, 1 week later, we all still have a little something. It's not too bad, but I am a little sniffly and I am sneezing a lot. think that might actually be all of them. Very good, here he is. Alright, let's see. I've got 6,000 runes. I need 14,500. Oh, I'll be right back in there. Okay, that'll be enough. I still have my biggest runes left over, which is great. Alright. Fanged Imp Ashes. Ashen remains in which spirits yet dwell, used to summon 2 Fanged Imp spirits. We will use this a few times for some specific boss encounters, and the only way to get it is to buy it from this guy. These spirits are well suited to causing a disturbance, moving nimbly like pests and hurling magic pots. The 2 imps seem fond of each other's company. We want all 3 of his stone sword keys. That's the big purchase. And we want Fever's Cookbook too. A record of crafting techniques left by a man who was utterly captivated by Saint Trina. He continued the search for her in his slumber. Acquire the knowledge to craft the following: Soporific Grease, Drawstring Soporific Grease, Sleepbone Arrow, Sleepbone Arrow Fletched, Sleepbone Bolt. Excellent. That's everything we need. And I do feel kind of bad, but you don't want to have to repeat the trip down that ramp, so... So we have the Isolated Merchant's Bell-Bearing 2. An isolated merchant's bell-bearing found upon his perished flesh. Offer to the twin maiden husks at the Round Table Hold to gain access to new items. Just past him, Atrina's Lily. Still further down, 2 strips of white flesh. On this thing, I should be able to one-shot. With Transient Moonlight. Excellent. And our second Celestial Dew. From here, we're going to warp all the way back to the main Academy gate. Look how far down that was. Now if we go this way, we should find a red summon sign. There it is. Be summoned to assist Yura, Hunter of Bloody Fingers? Yes. Gonna fight a boss in here. But we can repeat it as many times as we need without actually dying. It's one of those, which is nice. Summon to another world. Defeat Bloody Finger, Raven Mount Assassin. Excellent. Bloody Finger, Raven Mount Assassin defeated. Returning to your world. We get a rune arc, A furl-calling finger remedy. And the Ash of War, Raptor of the Mists. This Ash of War grants an armament the Keen affinity and the following skill. Raptor of the Mists. Duck into a low stance, momentarily vanishing. If an enemy attack connects, Avian Wings will allow for a quick escape into the air. Usable on all melee armaments. Now there's Yura himself. Smithing Zone 5.
I may not have much time. I'm dying to see you. Eleonora. Violet Bloodyfinger. Yes, I've been tracking Eleonora for quite some time. She is the deadly Bloodyfingers. She's felt many an old hand already, and in spite of her six-month surgery. Is a bright night. If she comes for you, do not think twice. You must flee. There is no shame in self-preservation. Be on your way. Perhaps we will meet again. If fate permits. Be on your way. Perhaps.
Alright. That's it for Yura for now. Do have to jump here. Let's use Torrent to be safe. You can kind of see where we are. Golden Seed. Once again, back to the main academy gate. Now let's examine the seal and be teleported. And here at the East Rea Lucaria gate, which I guess I haven't actually tagged yet, Melina should talk to us again. And sure enough, she is. Talk to Melina.
Your seamster, Bok. He is always eager to see your return. Please, will you talk to him? When you can, I'm sure he would be much contented.
Uh-huh. Alright, let's pass time until nightfall. And Bok has arrived, so let's talk to him.
Bok the seamster, I'm your service master, ready to make adjustments to your garments. Oh, going so soon? Then please do be safe on your journeys.
Bok is such a sweetheart. Alright, that means we actually haven't spoken to this finger reader either, so let's do that.
Please, I can read them.
Show hands. Now there you can already see why we waited till nightfall specifically. It's our next boss, another Knight's Cavalry. That should do it. Excellent work, if I do say so myself. Ash of War, Giant Hunt, and the Knight Rider Glaive. This Ash of War grants an armament the quality affinity and the following skill. Giant Hunt. Skill developed for confronting gigantic foes. Step forward from a low stance, carrying the momentum into a sudden upward thrust. Usable on large and colossal weapons capable of thrusting spears and twin blades. And the Knight Rider Glaive. A jet black glaive with a blade as weighty as a bludgeon. Weapon of the Knight's Cavalry who ride funeral steeds. This glaive excels at weighty slash attacks that crash into foes, making it a powerful weapon even on horseback. Skill, Spinning Slash. Skill favored by dexterous warriors. Slash foes as your body spins. Additional input allows for a follow-up attack. Oh, come on, y'all, no GG. I first tried that guy. I think I actually saw another one up ahead. It's not another Knight's Cavalry. It's just a Cuckoo Knight. Cuckoo Knight Gauntlets. And a Cuckoo Great Shield. Metal Great Shield painted with appearing cuckoo, carried by the enchanted knights sworn to the Academy. Boasting high magic damage negation, the shield is used to hunt down mages. Our enemy is none other than Caria itself. No skill. This armament has no skill. If the armament, on the other hand, has a skill, that skill will be used instead. Cuckoo Knight Gauntlets. Gauntlets worn by Rhea Lucaria Academy Knights. Time has yet to dull their luster. Let me see if that's an upgrade and if it puts me above medium load. Huh. Looks like it's a net downgrade, so I'll stick with what I have. Alright, let's go. I was about to say, let's go get that last one, but he wasn't quite the last one. There we go. Flask refill and all. 3 sanctuary stones. Making our way to Carria Manor, slowly but surely. I'm gonna be careful, that guy had already seen me, I think, and he starts launching catapult rocks at us. Alright, onward then. There it is, alright. Let me pick that one up for some reason. Row of fruits, a dime a dozen, though. Took a bit of a wrong turn somewhere. Looking for a dead guy in a chair. That is the back way into their camp, though. I want that later, of course. Oh shit, bats. I don't know if there are more up there or not. Alright, let's try this again. Should be a northeast turn right around when the catapults start firing at me. Oh, hold on. Obviously haven't been here. Thin beast bones. Alright, let's try this again. No. Northeast. There it is. I think we're too close now. I have angered the sheep. Thin beast bones. Thin beast bones. I don't know why that sometimes happens and sometimes doesn't. I guess just some of them are coded aggressive. Alright, there's a rune arc. And we're going to get behind the fire chariots and catapults. Just by going as fast as we can. Once we're behind everybody at the back of the camp, gonna summoning ball. Take care of business. We are going to go ahead and clear this camp now. Smoldering butterfly. Really want to go for a backstab on the fire chariot. That's everybody else. I should be able to let Ingval get aggro and get behind the thing. But holy shit, there's another Cuckoo Knight. Ingval, I need you to get aggro. Whew! Alright, got it. Five smoldering butterflies and 3 fire blossoms. I'll wager we got everything over the course of that. Smoldering butterfly. Oh, the catapults. Of course. Gotta clear the other side. How could I forget? You can use courage to make animals not run away from you in Skyrim. Oh, well, the grinding possibilities have expanded tremendously. Let's try and backstab the knight. Alright, 3 Cuckoo Glintstone. Bolts. Here's Scarab somewhere. It's below me. I'll find a way down in a minute. Should be another rune arc out here somewhere. Not sure exactly where, but I am sure I'm too high up. Must need to get on the path down after all. Here's a Nicola's Lily. Those are vanishingly rare. We'll want to kill this great dragonfly. Can never have enough neutralizing boluses. Very good. Oh my. Not only did I get baited into using it, but I actually missed. Shame. There we go. And there at last is the rune arc. And back up to this side of the camp now. Didn't stop to open this chest. Great mace. Huge bludgeon with sharp protrusions, an enlarged version of its smaller cousin. Maintains all the advantages of smaller bludgeons, boasting few deficiencies while being very capable at breaking enemy guards and stances. A shrewd choice for simple slugging matches. Skill, Endure. Assume an anchored stance to brace for incoming attacks, briefly boosting poise. Damage taken while using this skill is reduced. Alright. And we'll keep taking the road up. This, up ahead of us, is the Grand Lift of Dectus, which you'll remember we got one half of the Dectus medallion way back when we went into the teleporter trap and did that pretty premature tour through Caelid. But now, because of that gambit, we have both halves. We're able to activate the lift and access the Altus Plateau. Hey DLF. Yeah, I don't know what was up between the last stream and this one, but we've had 0 bot problems so far, knock on wood. Here's a dragon wound grease. Excuse me. And here we are at the Grand Lift of Dectus. And Melon is ready to say more.
Spoken echoes of Queen Marika linger here as well. Shall I share them with you?
I'm interested.
In Marika's own words, the Erd Tree governs all. The choice is thine. Become one with the Order, or divest thyself of it, to wallow at the fringes, a powerless upstart.
Uh-huh. We are not actually going to go to the Altus Plateau at this time. We have other priorities ahead of that. It's there somewhere. Another path leading back to the foot of the Erd Tree. An ancient tunnel. With that in mind, we can head higher into the mountains in the direction that ghost was facing. My apologies. Like I said, still a little sick from the episode everyone in the house had. There's a madness tower up here. The way to get past it is to be fast to a spirit spring. Maybe I didn't go the right way. That was a good shot. I think in my hurry to get through here, I let a gray scarab despawn. Yeah. It's like it was right here, so let me quit and restart. That should spawn it back in. Yeah, there it is. Alright, a Somber Smithing Stone 3. Very good. Not actually where I intended to go, though. Alright, we're speeding for a spirit spring. So that's a madness tower. I missed it somehow. It's alright, we're here now. Shit. Well, there you go. I am not going to use a rune arc right now. Well, no, maybe I should, because if I don't, my actual madness resistance is going to be a lot lower. How did I miss the spirit spring? Where was it? It's east of the actual tower. And I've got a few to spare now. I think my chances are just a lot better with it on. There it is! It's hiding over here. Priorities. Oh shit. Come on, dude. Wrong button, I guess. Alright, now we just gotta kill all these guys. And that'll put a stop to that. Praise be. Whew, I didn't waste the rune arc. It's good. I can't let those rats kill me again as I go to get my runes. That shouldn't be the worst thing, though. I am going to let my madness counter empty before I go down there, though. Okay then, excellent work. Now we're in good shape. Let's go open that chest. Up one more, I think. Yeah, there we go. Howl of Shabriri. Incantation originating from the maddening three fingers. Releases a maddening shriek that causes madness buildup in foes nearby. This incantation also causes madness buildup in the caster and makes enemies more likely to target them. It is said that the sickness of the Flame of Frenzy began with Shabriri, the most reviled man in all history. Alright. So that's the Frenzy Flaming Tower. I think I was in such a hurry I didn't even read the place name. I see, more rats. Alright, that's where the Spirit Spring landed me. Yellow Ember. Should be a corpse on top of a rock. Somewhere not too far out here. Kill these wolves and then turn around and look for it. Aha, there it is. It was on this side the whole time. 5 bird bolts. Bolt covered in thorns, one of the most horrific weapons used in the Shattering, afflicts target with blood loss. Difficult to remove once buried in flesh, causing appalling damage to the body. Ah, behold, River sings the song of her people. Rockstarat, hello. Nice to see you, welcome back. How are you? And now down this slope we already came through. Golden Rune 3. Yellow Ember. More rats, although these don't look like... I was about to say it doesn't look like a madness rat, it just wasn't rendering at that distance. And this one too. Same deal. Push the easy button with that one. Well, not quite as good as I wish, but in many ways better than I've been in years. Smithing Stone 2. Let's go all the way back down. I think there might be one more thing. Should be an Arteria leaf somewhere. Don't get madnessed. Careful. Careful. Whew. All right. That was closer than it should have been. ROUS indeed. And it inflicts the Frenzied Flame status to boot. Well, that's all the way back to the camp. That's not what I'm after. Really want to make sure I've explored everywhere. Alright, that should about do it. Back here. Gotta make sure. Alright. I was sprinting through here earlier too, but alright. Let's take this back up again. And there should be a site of grace up here. There it is. Most excellent. Frenzied Flame Village outskirts. Second. Hold off on leveling for a minute. Aha, look here. I love this game so much. There's just so much variety packed into every little corner of the map. It's by far the best open world game I've ever played. It's not even close. And I say that with games like Skyrim and Breath of the Wild in mind. We got a cuckoo troll here. See if we can get behind it. It'll make things considerably easier. Looks like yes, we can. Very worth using Transient Moonlight on him as much as we need to take him down. Very good. You've never played any of the Zelda games? That's wild. I thought almost everybody had played just one. At least one. Breath of the Wild is... the other side of the coin of saying Elden Ring is still that much better than anything else is that Breath of the Wild is probably a pretty easy number 2. Like, that game was a cultural event for a reason. It's really worth playing if you haven't. Converted Fringe Tower. First off armor, then try gesturing. May erudition light the way. So that's an obscure way of telling us we have to put on one of the glintstone crowns, doesn't really matter which, and then we have to do the gesture, erudition. That's not the one I was after. Wrong button. We're gonna find erudition. The seal on the rise opened. Let's put our Nox Mirror helm back on. We're gonna have to kill a Graven Mass, I believe. Yes. Very good. Up here we collect a sorcery that we will be using the rest of the game from the moment we collect it, honestly. Close to it anyway. Up here at the top of the rise, we get Cannon of Hema and Gavel of Hema. Cannon of Hema is the one we'll actually use so much. One of the glintstone sorceries of the Academy of Rhea Lucaria lobs an explosive magic projectile that flies in an arc. Charging enhances potency. Drawn from the Conspectus of Hema, the adjudicator of the Academy, the sorcery employs might as a means to quell conflict. Gavel of Hema, one of the glintstone sorceries of the Academy of Rhea Lucaria, creates a magical great hammer and slams it down, allows one follow-up attack. Drawn from the scholarly Conspectus of Hema, the adjudicator of the Academy, this sorcery employs might as a means to quell conflict. Alright, let's make our way back down now. Might have been a bit of a waste, but I think we're really close to one form or another of flask refill. And here we've got 3 crystal darts. Alright, from here we're warping back to Frenzied Flame Village outskirts. Still gonna skirt the village for the moment. Oh shit. Come on, man. Hell of an ambush. Alright, I think that's all of them. Whew. Very good. Eye of Yellow. And a Frenzy Flamestone. Not a very proportional reward for the difficulty of the encounter. Sometimes FromSoft does that. Alright, somewhere up here there's a safe drop down to that area below us. Well, I might just want to find a path and walk it. Pack ahead. Yeah, that was the guys I already fought. Minor Erd Tree. think this is close to where I wanted to be. Yeah, good. Now, way up here, there should be a catacombs entrance. Bullet hell. Yeah, no kidding. No drop. Lame. There we go. Be careful with this guy. There is a site of grace past him, so we can use as much FP as we need. Eclipse Crest Great Shield. Metal Great Shield painted with a sun in eclipse, carried by the Headless Mausoleum Knights. The eclipsed sun, drained of color, is the protective star of soulless demigods. It aids the Mausoleum Knights by keeping destined to death at bay. No skill. This armament has no skill. If the armament, on the other hand, has a skill, that skill will be used instead. Alright, and under here... find ourselves at the Black Knife Catacombs, where the beast eye quivers. Black Knife Catacombs. Alright, we're gonna fight skeletons in here, so I'm going to equip my good old Sacred Uchigatana, +5. Deal with them. Almost forgot to get it out. Barely did it in time. There's a Grave Glove Wart 2. Alright. There's a Grave Glove Wart 2. Let's backtrack and use 2 stone sword keys here. Looks like we got skellies again. How does the guard counter keep missing? There we go. Man, that was annoying. Human Bone Shard and 5 arrows. And Rosas' Axe. Usher of Death Rosas, who shows the path to the catacombs throughout the lands between, is depicted on this ritual axe. The dead easily lose their way and have always been in sore need of a guiding hand. Unique skill, Rosas' Summons. Raise the axe aloft to summon those lost in death. 3 skeletons will appear at a distance and attack in tandem before vanishing. Excuse me. Alright, now we gotta deal with this trap room. 5 arrows. A spell-proof dried liver. Not my first one. Alright, Grave Glove Ward 3. Grave Violet. Grave Glove Ward 2. Crabs make me uneasy, man. Alright, we got some crab eggs. And another Grave Glove Ward 2. And we want Moonveil because obviously there's gonna be a giant crab ambush. Moonveil can one-shot these guys. Very good. There's a Grave Glove Ward 3. And a Rune Arc. Beautiful. Let's get back to our Uchigatana now. That little diversion is over. Something this game does alarmingly often, I think this is the first time we've encountered it, is it forces you to ride the blades up in order to properly get around the dungeon. Oh. A Grave Violet. Grave Glove Ward 4. That's new. I wonder if he'll stay dead anyway. Seems like. White flower that blooms in catacombs. Each a soundless spell used to summon spirits. Strengthens ashes to +4. Spirit tuning is not merely the simple act of imbuing strength. It is an art that lies somewhere between tuning an instrument and conducting a conversation, leaving both parties enriched. Alright. Alright, let's go clear these guys now. Excellent. Alright. Careful, there is a hole behind this one. We don't want to fall down. Grave Glove Ward 3. Lo and behold, boss fog behind a hidden wall. There's another Grave Glove Wart 4. D Hunter of the Dead. Let's go. D Hunter of the Dead summoned as a cooperator. Alright, we want Moonveil back on for this boss. Take drinks of everything. Let's pop the flask. Let's do Golden Vow. Let's go inside. Black Knife Assassin. It's really just a matter of letting D get the aggro and going to town. Excellent. Enemy felled. Now these are actually extremely important items for Ronnie's questline. Not the Assassin Cerulean Dagger, although it's interesting, but the Black Knife print. Massively important lore item. So let's start with the Assassin's Cerulean Dagger. An Assassin's Dagger, misshapen and stained in cerulean. Critical hits restore FP. This charm is modeled after the darkly gleaming blades used in the Night of Black Knives, those which gave the demigods their first taste of death. Black Knife print. On the Night of the Black Knives, someone stole a fragment of death from Malekith, the Black Blade, and imbued its power into the Assassin's Daggers. This mark is evidence of the ritual, and hides the truth of the conspiracy. Now we do not want to take that exit, because there is actually a second boss in here. Now we do want to take this shaft down. Ghost Glove Ward 3. Gonna pull this lever. That opens the boss door. I think that one opens this gate. Now the good news is we can run all the way back to the entrance and rest at the Grace without having anything between us and the second boss in here. Here's the open boss door. Here's the Grace. I was wrong. One skeleton. Alright, we're actually going to keep the Sacred Uchi. There's skeletons in the next room. Summon Ingval immediately. Oh shit! Run, Forrest, run! What the hell? Well, that sucked. Whatever that was. This thing is strong, man. But we got it. Enemy felled. Twin Sage Sorcerer Ashes. Ashen remains in which spirits yet dwell, used to summon the spirit of a Twin Sage Sorcerer. Spirit of a Rea Lucaria soldier wearing a stone crown. Those who study the Twin Sage Conspectus are the Academy's elite, capable of mastering the Glintstone, Comet Shard, and Crystal Burst sorceries. And in the chest, a death root. Alright, now once again, back to the Frenzied Flame village outskirts. We're not going to avoid the village forever. Thank you, Karis, I appreciate that. First tried both those bosses. Alright. Southwest to the Frenzied Village, but I should be able to level up without using too many runes. Well, used all my runes, but worth it. Intelligence, as before. And with that, it's time to actually do the village. Frenzied Flame Village. Note, the Lord of Frenzied Flame. Note sold by a nomadic merchant imparting knowledge in brief. Beneath Lane Dell, at the very bottom, lies our Lord, Lord of the Frenzied, the Three Fingers who holds us in thrall. Bizarrely enough, this is your hint as to where to go to access one of the entire endings available in the game. I sometimes love FromSoft's esoteric nonsense. This is one of those times. Glass Shard. Frenzied's Cookbook 1. A record of crafting techniques left by those afflicted by the madness of the Flame of Frenzy. Contains techniques discovered in desperation. Acquire the knowledge to craft the following: clarifying boluses. Here's some Eyes of Yellow. These are pretty rare crafting ingredients. We want to make sure to grab them when they're available. Bunch of frenzied cuckoo soldiers. It's a fairly dangerous encounter. Cuckoo Glintstone, Lord Sworn Straightsword, Cuckoo Glintstone, and Shabriri's Woe. Disturbing likeness of a man whose eyes have been gouged out. The corners of his mouth are upturned in an almost flirtatious manner. Constantly attracts enemies' aggression. It is said that the man named Shabriri had his eyes gouged out as punishment for the crime of slander, and with time the blight of the flame of frenzy came to dwell in the empty sockets. It's almost like the Calamity Ring from Dark Souls. Nothing you would ever actually want to equip unless you're in some kind of challenge run. I hear rats everywhere. Where are they? Further up, I guess. Inside the wall. Flask refill's not a bad idea, actually. Let's get it if we can. Very nice. Yeah, there they are. They're behind the wall. Let's get this item on the wall first. Stone Sword Key. We are going to have to deal with the rats. Three more eyes of yellow. And this should get us back inside the village, but in a different spot. You can see we're up above the minor Erd tree now. Next, we're going to go for this exploding scarab. We do have rats to worry about. Plural, as you can see. Just caught the scarab. Frenzied Burst. Incantation originating from the maddening three fingers. Releases concentrated blasts of the yellow flame of frenzy from the caster's eyes. Charging enhances potency, enabling the blasts to penetrate the enemy's guard. In times past, every single person who attempted to control the flame of frenzy succumbed to madness after a desperate internal struggle. This incantation is testament to a meager victory. Next up, believe it or not, we're going to get invaded. So I gander at this ghost first, if we can. Ah, Lord Vike, it seems that you were no lord after all. Then where is he? Our true lord, our lord of frenzied flame. We beg of you, incinerate all that divides and distinguishes. Ah, may chaos take the world. Let's have full health if we're going to fight off an invader. Ah, there's our first bot. It was bound to happen at some point. Oh, damn. Not a chance, buckaroo. Invader vanquished. Festering Fingerprint Vike has died. We got a Fingerprint Grape and Vike's War Spear, both new. Fingerprint Grape. Eyeball of the Night Vike in flamed yellow, seared with a repulsive fingerprint burn akin to those that marred his entire body. If offered to the blind maiden, it will lead her to the source of the distant light, allowing her to become a finger maiden. Vike's War Spear. War Spear singed and blistered by fingers, used by Vike, Knight of the Round Table Hold. Like Vike himself, it has been tormented by the yellow flame of frenzy from within. Unique skill, Frenzy Flame Thrust. Imbue the spear with the flame of frenzy and leap forwards, plunging it into the ground and setting off a maddening explosion. The skill inflicts both the enemy and the user with madness. Pretty good stuff. Church of Inhibition. Here's the Finger Maiden set, the Finger Maiden Fillet, Finger Maiden Robe, and Finger Maiden Shoes. Finger Maiden Fillet. Fillet worn by maidens who serve the two fingers. The maidens live to serve a chosen tarnished, sharing their guidance and the wisdom of the two fingers. The guidance of grace would ensure that the pair be brought together, or at least such was the promise long ago. Finger Maiden Robe. Robe worn by maidens who serve the two fingers. The maidens live to serve a chosen tarnished, sharing their guidance and the wisdom of the two fingers. The guidance of grace would ensure that the pair be brought together, or at least such was the promise long ago. And Finger Maiden Shoes. Shoes worn by maidens who serve the two fingers. The maidens live to serve a chosen tarnished, sharing their guidance and the wisdom of the two fingers. The guidance of grace would ensure that the pair be brought together, or at least such was the promise long ago. And here is a sacred tear. Here's the Site of Grace, Church of Inhibition. We've now fully explored Northeast Liurnia.